After weeks of testing and using the Poco M3, we will now answer the question, should you expect more on this phone, or you need to lower down your expectations and don't believe in the hype? We will brutally answer that and more in this video. Hey guys, welcome back to Tech M.N.O. My name is James, and let's not waste any more time. This is a Poco M3 review. As an opener in this review, to be transparent to you, my audience, this device isn't provided by Poco or Xiaomi Philippines. All of the opinions are mine only, and they have no inputs in this review nor any advanced copies of this video. With that out of the way, let's proceed to our full review. I will take the Poco M3 review very differently as my previous ones to a precise yet compact analysis since the phone has reviews by other creators. We will tackle the 4 M's in my Poco M3's usage that I encountered for almost 3 weeks. Let's start on the first one. The Poco M3 is marvelous yet has modest features. The Poco M3's screen is huge for some people who have small to medium hands like me, and sometimes you need 2 hands to use it if you're typing. But thanks to its budget materials on its back, it's not too heavy in my opinion. The full HD display here, which is quite rare to see at this price point, is decent and acceptable, but the brightness isn't enough in broad daylight. In contrast though, it's good for reading ebooks or late night social media surfing because it's quite dim. My one issue though with the display while I use this is the touch responsiveness. I'm always experiencing that the screen can read my press at the same time, and that I need some force just to pick that up. I tried to ask some tech creator friends and one of them says the other way, and it's an accidental press, particularly on the side. I don't know if this is a real issue or not, but if this is a concern to you, you can ask your friends or a group on social media that has this phone if they have this issue on them. The faux leather plastic back is great and has a grippy texture as you can see here, but you need to be careful if you will use it without any case and if your hands are oily, or put it on an oily surface because it will leave something on the phone's back. On the bright side though, the side-mounted fingerprint scanner is fast and snappy when I unlock the phone, and the animation is fast too. The stereo speaker performance of the Poco M3 is great in this price range. This is a type of feature is the breath of fresh air on the budget phone since it's somewhat present in upper mid-range smartphones and above. But don't expect the sound quality to match that level. And finally, the cameras are decent at best, especially on day shots. Not a big deal and a surprise to say the least, since Poco is mostly targeted at multitaskers and gamers on a budget so that they can really cut corners here. But here's the sample shots for you and for your reference too. The Poco M3 has a master performance asterisk. Why there's an asterisk? Let me explain. While the Snapdragon 662 processor is always on the more expensive smartphones like the Realme 7i, Nokia 5.4, and the Oppo A74, the Poco M3 shockingly had this chipset in a much lower price tag. With that said, however, don't expect a smooth sailing experience in some apps, and also, you should lower your hype expectations to Poco's claim. And yes, you can play heavy games like Call of Duty Mobile, League of Legends Wild Rift, and some other heavy games. However, you need to dial down your graphics settings to avoid frame drops and lagging. On my testing, there are instances that some have titles like Call of Duty Mobile are optimized in this processor and software. More on that in a minute. But in a King of Fighters All-Star that I have, it had some difficulties on loading times and experiencing a lot of frame drops in my testing. Which is quite weird since CODM is more heavy on graphic artifacts and it's a 3D game, while the KOF is more of a 2.5D game. Yeah, weird, right? Which led to my theory that the more popular titles have more optimization suites of MIUI or the processor than the less popular ones, even though the game is much lighter than the others in terms of RAM usage. Take this with a grain of salt, but I will just lay it down here if you are encountering this type of issue too. By the way, the MIUI 12 version that I had in this review period is in version 12.0.8. Also, for content creators who are thinking of using this as an editing tool for YouTube videos like using KineMaster and Filmic Pro, it's possible to use it, but expect some crashes, slowdowns, and lags here and there. And before we continue with the review, if you enjoy watching this video right now, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, click the like and the bell button for more updates, including our giveaway that you can check out right here or in the video description below. And follow our social media accounts as well, like Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram at M.N.O. Now, back to our video. The Poco M3 has a mesmerizing endurance. The battery life of the Poco M3 is out of this world thanks to its 6000 mAh battery and its power-saving processor. Casual usage can last for 2 full days, but for me as a medium to heavy user that has a social media scrolling, messaging my content creator friends on Discord, WhatsApp, and Facebook Messenger, watching hours and hours of YouTube, and playing games on my free time, I can squeeze in at least 11 to 12 hours of screen on time with Wi-Fi on and 50% brightness. But if I will use the camera for shooting TikTok videos and for the channel, it goes down to at least 9 to 10 hours straight, which is still impressive in the budget category. But with a great battery life comes a hurtful charging responsibility. The 18-watt charging speed is the yang of the Poco M3's yin, which is the battery capacity. From a dead battery to a full charge, it takes more or less than 3 hours in an adapter that is more than the maximum capacity of the phone. I just wish that Xiaomi implemented the full 22.5-watt charging capacity just like the included brick in the box. So if you don't like to charge your phone too long, then you should shop somewhere else. Now I already gave you the 3 M's of the Poco M3, I will reveal the 4th and final M in my review. And it's the Poco M3's mind-blowing price tag. Yes, even though I have some doubts and disappointments in some aspects of the phone, when you look up the price of the phone, you will understand that Poco really needs to cut corners in order to achieve it. The display is quite dim, but the counterpart is a full HD Plus screen, a better processor, in exchange of an all-plastic build, and a bigger battery in sacrifice of an unmatched charging speed. But the question is it worth the hype? For me, no. Even though the brand name is Poco, we jump to conclusions, we'll go on and expect that it's a powerful but wallet-friendly phone, but just like other brands, they need to weigh it out on the things to put out in the phone to achieve the target price point, and they somewhat aced it out on the Poco M3. But most importantly, should you get it? If you're a heavy gamer and want a no-fuss performance that will still be capable in the years to come, then I suggest to save up or eye out its much powerful brother, the Poco X3. With that said, however, if your budget is really tight and if you want the more capable phone to last longer to your daily workflow and have features that the more expensive phones have in years, then yes, you can get it. For the category that has always been avoided by some people through its underwhelming specs, I salute the Poco M3 because they have really changed the game, changed the landscape, and changed the overall view of the phone of the budget phones. And for more review videos like this one, check out my playlist right above here, or you can check my previous video down here. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Again, my name's James, and I will see you on the next one.